Hello and welcome to the official Midweek MC podcast. 3 months later, we made MCC. We put it on. It was like a 5-person team, the Noxite team, that put that together.
Damn.
I remember when I delivered the first initial pitch, I had a slide with a picture of pancakes with baked beans on it because I just wanted to make a joke. I wanted to make a joke that you don't put baked beans on pancakes, but apparently some people on Google do. So that's weird. I'm currently the age where I feel like I'm starting to question more about the life and what's the purpose in it and blah, 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 you know?
Will there be an MCC or is there any hints towards an MCC Twitch rivals in Europe?
I hope so.
I was going to ask what your favourite ever MCC event was, but it sounds like that was the one.
If we were to do season 4, we would probably do an MCC scuff again. The coin multiplier was not originally part of the first iteration of MCC. Dr. Luna, if you're listening, I wish I met you at BitchCon.
I'm getting my Nan and MCC Christmas jumper. She's going to love it. She's going to knee slide across
nice.
the floor when she opens it. Alright lads, welcome back to Midweek MC, the part of the podcast where I sit down with the very special co-host, AJX, as we just waffle away. The old intros are too long, so I'm not doing the whole inside Minecraft, all that kind of stuff. Hello AJX, how are you?
You made the intro long by prefacing
No, but
that.
for next week now, we're
Okay,
long as well.
fair enough, fair enough.
You know, make it good now. How are you today?
I'm good, thank you. I'm very good. I'm very excited.
It's a bit of a special day for you, know?
It is kind of a special day for me.
What's happening
too fanboy.
What's happening in this
Well,
podcast?
we have a wonderful special guest. It's Noxite. Oh my god.
Oh my god! That's my intro.
That is your intro.
I didn't know how to intro and I just copied what
do the
AJX said
MCC
right at
intro.
the end there.
Do the MCC intro.
Oh my god.
Oh,
Ladies and gentlemen.
He's not a puppet.
No, come on, please. Come on. You have to. Do the MCC
Ladies
intro
and
before
gentlemen.
InsideMC.
No, it's like, I don't know, I change it every time, don't I? It's the same.
Do one, go on.
No,
Paul.
I think it's the same. Wait, how does it go? Hold on. Hello and welcome to the official InsideMC podcast. I was going to say MCC podcast, but it's not.
Say midweek MCC. Go on. One more shot. Here we go.
Sorry, midweek MC podcast. Hello and welcome to the official midweek MC podcast.
Yo, no shot.
My brain keeps wanting me to say MCC.
Why don't you then? That'd be
going on?
funny. I mean, I promoted it as midweek MCC.
Midweek MCC.
Yeah.
Which there has never been.
Perform, monkey, perform.
No, chill. No, because when I've had someone on the podcast before who has an iconic intro, I've had them do the intro just because it's fun. It's funny, you know. It's funny.
That's true. You made me do that. So
exactly. So I had to get Noxite. This is the one and only, maybe the one and only chance. So.
All right, I'll do it again so you can put it at the beginning. Yeah. Hold on. Hello and welcome to the official Midweek MC podcast.
We are all of that's staying in, by the way. I hope you know that. None of that's getting cut out.
Oh no.
right.
I'm so sorry, listeners.
How are you? How are you, Nox?
Yeah, I'm pretty good. Pretty intrigued.
Oh,
But I like to see what we're gonna get up to, talk about. Sure, there's plenty.
It's
But
about
yeah.
MCC, really, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's been 4 years, so there's loads.
Yeah, there should be quite a lot to talk about after 4 years, you'd hope, yeah.
A good few fun stories and topics, you know.
Yeah.
This podcast is going to be so silly. I can already feel it. All right, AJX, I'll let you take the lead on this one. This is, despite me being on the thumbnail, this is actually more your podcast than anything. So take it away. It's going to be mainly you. I'm going to be here, but it's going to be mainly you, AJX, taking charge here. So lead it. Go on.
I was going to start with, it's probably a very boring question, and you've answered it plenty of times. But I have to know, what is your favourite game in MCC?
Oh, you see it change. I swear that changes every year. It's got to be Meltdown at the moment.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. I love Meltdown. Oh my
Not
God.
to play, but to watch.
Oh, I want to play that. Is that?
'Cause I'm not. Oh, to MCC Island.
Yeah.
Probably, maybe.
Yes.
We'll see. We had some ideas. Yeah. Should I maybe start with what I actually do on MCC?
Oh yeah,
Like,
you know what? That's a good idea.
I don't
Yeah.
really know what you did last stages. I was kind of expecting that to be the first question.
It was a good warm-up question, though. Like, get right in there.
Really?
Like, if you-
Really?
Yeah, and if you're not a fan of Meltdown, what are you doing?
I basically asked your favourite child to begin with.
Yeah. in the first year, it was survival games because it just produced some of the best stories, like the best moments that would occur throughout the match. So yeah, I didn't say Sky Battle, it's survival games.
Why
Just survival games
Meltdown?
is like it's a longer game, so you get like you have longer story arcs that occur throughout survival games that I think are like way more tense than yeah. Sky Battle's really good at having those like small moment, massive PvP. You know, someone kicking off for a little bit, popping off. Sorry, not kicking off.
Is that why Meltdown's your favourite now? Because it's very similar.
It's just the vibe. I think the vibe of Meltdown is awesome. Yeah. Oh, I can talk about Meltdown a lot, but all right. Let's start with who I am, like what I do on MCC. That'll probably It's okay. Hi, I'm Noxite, and my role on MCC has changed over the 4 years. So in the first year, I was the project manager and creative director. So what that means, and did I do sound design? I think I did some sound. Yeah, I did. Of course I did sound design. I did sound design for Sands of Time. All those sounds you hear in Sands of Time, I did those. Yeah, so I was the one who originally scripted kind of on paper, like how MCC works, and like down to the exact, like, you know, players will be teleported to a different instance, and then there will be like a 20-second ruled section, and then there will be a countdown, and then blah, and this will show on the scoreboard, and you know all that, right?
Storyboarded it.
I didn't draw pictures, but it was all like it was all written, lots and lots of documents. And then I worked with Scott and kind of like people in the Nox crew as well to kind of like form a team and how that team kind of functions. And was like straight up like very, very involved. And then I think like after a year and a half of doing that, I then embarked on to project managing for MCC Island, where Tom Helicar is now the project manager for MCC. So I'm a lot less involved nowadays, but still do the update videos, still there in the debriefs talking about MCC and its future and all that. So
Still Noxite.
So yeah, there we go. That's who I am.
I guess to build from that then, and it's a question that was asked like I think it was twice maybe. But a lot of people have been wondering, I have for a while as well. How did you and Scott meet, and what exactly was the motivation behind? Like, because you said that you, Noxter and Scott, like, what was the whole deal with that?
Yeah, so I went to, oh my god, what year was that? Let me think about this. I think it was 2019. June 2019. Yeah, June 2019, went to E3. It was either June or July, I don't know. Went to E3 and like randomly bumped into Scott and was like, and we got talking, and Scott turned out to like be quite local to me. I used to live in the city that he was in.
Oh, cool.
And I was like, and we kind of we started talking a little bit about the Minecraft community at the time. And Minecraft Mondays was a thing back then. So it was like talk of the town, right? Like everyone's talking about Minecraft Mondays. And we were like, have you seen that thing? Like, what if we also ran a thing? Like Scott was really interested in doing some sort of kind of like creator Olympics kind of thing. And I was like, we used to do something called Nox Crew Game Show back in like 2012. Really old Minecraft, really old, 11 years ago, bloody hell. Like we used to invite YouTubers onto this like 3v3 game show, right? And they would like go through a bunch of mini games, and I kind of saw the popularity of Minecraft Mondays like all these years later, and was like, what if we somehow combined what we did with Noxu Game Show and with how Minecraft Mondays works, right? As like a live streamed event rather than like an episodic event that would go on YouTube. And then we could make this creator tournament that Scott's talking about here. And I was like, yeah. And Scott was like, I'll manage, I'll get the players together and stuff. And then after that, we just worked together, like, Noxu bouncing off and on, back and forth from Scott, trying to like, share ideas on how this tournament would work. And it's like, what do you think about this? And what do you think about this? And Scott was really good at kind of giving us perspective from a streamer of like what a streamer might like and not like and stuff like that. And he also had a bunch of his own ideas to share with us as well. And and then 3 months later we made MCC. We put it on. It was like a 5-person team the Noxite team that put that together.
Damn.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
That was quick. 3 months.
Yeah, we were super excited. I remember, like, it was really exciting time. Like, everyone was super into it, and we just like when everyone's like really excited about a project to like get it going, you have some of like the most special fuel ever. Like,
Yes, yeah.
you know, people are just like constantly sending messages back and forth, like into the late night and stuff. Like, oh, I've got to do it. It's like, what are you doing? Why are you still online? Get off. Yeah, and then 3 months later, we put on the first MCC, and it was like. Went really well.
Yes. Actually, that the links to 2 questions. We first had one from Twitter from Robin Birds, which was, why did you call it Waffle Project? Stop it from being a leak back in MCC1.
Oh my god, that's not even right. That is
Oh,
not
is it
even
not?
correct.
Oh,
no, it was no, it was called Pancake Project Pancake, not Waffle.
Okay.
Why did they get? Oh,
What? That's really funny. God, why did we call it Project Pancake?
you know, it's kind of close though. You gotta respect it at least. Like they got it wrong, but
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
close enough.
It's really funny. Like, I don't even know how that. We must have said that. We must have revealed that in like an admin stream that we called it that.
Yeah, you must have.
Yeah, and then that somehow like got lost somewhere in communication. Come back as Project Waffle.
At least you've confirmed it here today. That it's actually called Project Pancake.
Yeah, it's Project Pancake. I think we, you know, when we work on projects, we like to codename them so that they don't, if the name like accidentally gets leaked, which happened. So we use Slack, and
Yes.
like for people who don't know what Slack is, it's just Discord for like businesses.
Pretty older generation.
And yeah, when you get a message on Slack, that you have like a little pop-up on your screen that kind of previews the message and what channel it was in. And I remember like in the first year of MCC Island, we stupidly called the Slack channel MCC Island, right? And one of our workers were on, you know, they were sharing screen or something with a friend, and one of the Slack messages popped up, and it was like, in MCC Island, someone is talking. Like, you know, someone sent a message, and he like contacts me after that, and like, I'm so sorry. I think I accidentally leaked MCC Island to the community, you know, blah blah blah. So that's why we use project names, so that like if the project name ever shows up anywhere, like it's just something like it's just garbage, right? It doesn't mean anything.
Yeah.
It's just hype,
So,
right?
on Skype.
Hype.
Oh right.
Like if someone sees Project Pancake, like, oh, what's that? Even if it's just like a marketplace map, it's still like hype.
The mystery is deeper. Yeah, I think we just came up with something random. Like, I'm pretty sure it was just random. Like, it was like, oh, what's the first word I can come up with that sounds silly? Pancake.
Yeah.
But then, MCC Island, we called Project Syrup.
Oh.
You put syrup on a pancake. And it was like, the whole idea was like, MCC Island is complementary to MCC. It's like you're
That's
putting the
smart.
syrup on the pancake.
Plus exclusive information on the podcast. Perfect.
Yeah, I remember like when I delivered the first initial pitch, I had a slide like with a picture of pancakes with baked beans on it, because I just wanted to make a joke. I wanted to make a joke that you don't put baked beans on pancakes, but apparently some people on Google do. So that's weird.
Yeah.
Do you
That's
remember
Google
AJX
for
by any
you.
chance when I like found all those images of like a cake made out of sausage?
No, I don't. But that is
I
gross.
was like posting in the Discord. It's like a cake like made out of like sausages and then with like beans inside. I don't know why people do that, but they do. You know?
It's the rules of the internet. Like if you can think of it, it exists.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. Definitely.
But hey, like sausages filled with baked beans, that actually doesn't sound too bad. Like, have you gone to Greg's and had the sausage bean cheese melts?
I love Greg's. Don't
Yeah,
get
I
me
love
started on
Greg's
Greg's.
as well.
This will be a whole tangent.
I thought you were just
We're
going to
talking
say you
about
love.
MCC.
I thought you were going to just say you love sausage bean and cheese melts, but apparently you love all the Greg's.
No,
so.
Greg's. I have all the
Let's
merch
go.
and everything. I absolutely love
What?
it.
Oh
Yeah.
god, yeah, they started selling merch in Primark, didn't
Yeah,
they?
I'm one of those people. So, Greg's is great. Greg's is love.
Amazing.
Greg's is life. Anyways, back to MCC here. What do you
Yes.
talk about that a little bit more?
Yeah, thanks to our sponsors, Greg's.
No, sadly
No, actually.
We wish.
One day.
I was good. You sort of touched on it already, but back when you did MCC1, did you ever think you'd have a second? Never mind. Now, you know, up to
4 years
40,
deep.
basically. Yeah, 4 years deep.
So I can't remember this crystal clear, okay? Like, I can't remember the exact details, but I'm pretty sure we only wanted to run it for about 6 months and then to
Oh my
stop.
god.
Yeah.
What changed?
But it just blew up and like snowballed, and we just never expected that kind of reaction to it.
Yeah.
No.
And then we're like, oh, maybe there's actually some merit to just keeping this going. So
People might actually like this.
yeah, I don't know how we got to 4 years. I don't.
Kind of just happens though. Like in March, the podcast will be around 2 years. I know I took a big break from like August until April, but it's still thinking like, oh, it's already been 2 years of the podcast, and now it's started to get traction. Like this year, you're here, so like it started to get traction, and then so like it's just everyone I brought on is cool, but you get the idea I'm trying to come at. So
I don't think I'm that famous.
When I say famous, when I say like it gets traction, I don't mean from famous people. I just mean like cool guests who I don't know if you know this, but I sent you a Discord, I sent you a Twitter DM from the podcast account. I think it was like May 2022, asking you to come on the podcast.
Oh right,
that's what I mean by traction. I mean I asked you last year, and now you're sitting here. Do you know what I mean? So it's just cool.
Yeah,
cool.
It just things take time, and you just never. I don't think you ever. When people think like things take time to like come to full effect in their heads, I think they think like, oh yeah, a couple of weeks, right, a couple of months. Yeah. But like usually the reality is a couple of years, and it's weird, huh? You only got so many years in your life. You kind of got to pick where to put those years.
Speaking of years, you kind of transitioned perfectly here. We're just transitioning. We're just flowing. It's great.
Yeah.
How do you like if it's still around, right? Which it most likely will be. How do you feel that in exactly 12 months from now, MCC will be 5 years old?
I don't think I'm not. Ask me in a year. Ask me in a year.
Okay.
Bring you back
not ready
in a year. Is that what you're saying? Bring you back on midweek MC in a year?
Yeah, sure. Let's do it.
My lucky number as well, which is quite funny. Don't know why it's my lucky number. I don't really know. Did you know when you said like something's your lucky number and you should really have a reason for it? I don't have a reason to why it's 5.
It's 5 is your lucky number.
Yeah, but I don't have a reason for it.
Reason.
Don't. I just it's just my lucky number. That's what I'm saying. Like people say like, what's your reason for it? I don't have a reason for it. I guess it's more so I like the number 5, so I've just decided it's my lucky number.
Yeah, it's a pretty good all-rounded number.
It's a cool number.
Left to right.
Yeah.
May's the 5th month. That's my birthday in May, so I guess that's part of it.
No, that's reason enough, I would say.
Yeah, but then my birthday is also on Star Wars Day, so technically it should be the 4th.
Oh, true. Yes. Oh, I forgot about that. That is the coolest birthday.
My birthday is also in May.
When's your birthday? May what?
Yeah, 24th.
Something, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
24th. Oh my god.
24th. Oh.
Whoa.
Whoa. We can be brothers.
Actually, no. Is that too? Have you revealed your age? Or no?
Yeah.
How old are you turning next year?
Okay. So I used to put my age. I used to put my age in my Twitter profile on my about, and then there was an age I got to where I was like, okay, maybe there's a sign I'm a little too old
anymore.
So I just removed it. I'm now 31.
No way.
Yeah.
Oh.
Crazy.
I thought you was much younger.
But I'm 27 because that's when COVID started. So nothing counts. It doesn't. None of it counts.
I'm still 20. Wonderful news. I'll take this.
That's awesome. Stay there.
Yeah.
I'm actually 20. So.
Oh god.
Stay there.
I'll be no because then I'll be legal to drink by next year's TwitchCon because I'm hoping to go to Twitch in America.
Oh, in America. Oh.
Yeah, I'm hoping to. So that could be pretty cool. I mean, speaking of TwitchCon America, something cool happened this year with MCC. You hosted the first ever. How do you not know this? I thought you was the owner. I'm not sure.
Yeah, no idea. What
to remind you, in case you guys actually hosted a live MCC, the first ever one with Twitch Rivals. So
yes.
Let's talk about it. This is kind of all over the place. This is what midweek MC is, all right? It kind of just goes all over the place, which is
what's good
right now. So let's talk a little bit about that before we kind of jump back into the past of MCC, which is weird. How was that whole experience? We talked a little bit to Cloudfuel like a few weeks back, but I kind of wanted to hear it from your POV as well. How did you guys get in like contact? How did that all Twitch Rivals X MCC collab kind of come to be?
So like we've talked with Twitch in the past, and I know Cloudfuel is like I've only ever like talked to Cloudfuel once, and I'm due to talk with him, to be honest. I need to chat with him. Just like, yo, what's up? Like, be friendly. Because he like Cloudfuel, I know is like quite a big fan of MCC, and he's always been like rooting for us to do something with Twitch. And when TwitchCon Vegas was coming around, it kind of just like made big sense to do something MCC related for it. So like that kind of just naturally came about, like the chats of like, oh, what if? And then what do you know? We're in calls talking about actually doing it all of a sudden, and then we went and did it. We were in talks. Let me think. How long were we in talks for?
I think you said it was a good few months before. Like when was it? So
Yeah.
it was in like October.
6 months, he said.
He said about 6
April.
months. Yeah.
Yeah, I'd say that's about right. Yeah.
Good
And
amount
then
of prep
only,
time to be.
yeah, and then only really towards the end was when we were doing majority of the like heavy lifting to make it happen. But yeah, I mean, it took a while actually to put that on. Damn.
Paid off.
Yeah, so yeah, I don't know what to talk about with the MCC Twitch rival.
Yeah, so
There's actually quite a lot to talk about.
If you can't think of anything to bring up, we can just ask you questions based on it and you answer. It's up to you.
I mean, okay, no, I will say, like, it was so cool. Like, I loved it. Like, I loved it. Like, I actually thought I'd never been to Vegas before. I have traveled to America quite a lot. I've probably been like 9 times in my life. And Vegas was the one place, well, I say the one place as if I've been to everywhere else. I hadn't been to Vegas before, and I thought I wasn't going to like Vegas because I'm usually kind of like not into that kind of like big and extravagant, rich scene sort of stuff, you know?
Yeah,
Everyone like goes to Vegas and gambles and drinks and whatever. I thought I just wasn't going to like Vegas's vibe, but I actually really, really enjoyed it. And it was probably because all the people that we've been kind of like talking with and hanging out with and doing MCC with over the last 3-4 years were there. Like not all of them, but like a big portion of them. And it was to be able to like hang out with them and just talk to everyone who are also like thankful for MCC and stuff. It was kind of like weirdly humbling. I know. I had a lot of good feels from that.
Makes you feel jolly inside.
Yeah, it made me
giddy. That's the word I'm looking for.
Yeah, it made me quite thankful for what MCC has kind of like brought together. I guess
you never got that experience before.
Yeah, because MCC was like it was. God, it's so weird. It was designed before COVID. You know.
Yeah. Yes.
Like, we launched 4 months before COVID like really hit.
Yeah.
And then it blew up massively over COVID. And it was just it was that thing that kind of like kept us all occupied over over COVID.
Kept us all connected as well, you know. Like I know COVID brought a lot of people inside, but MCC brought a lot of people together.
Yeah.
Like I don't and the fan base or the viewer base, I should say, not fans. I prefer saying viewer.
Yeah, and it's not like I think I love projects like that, right? That kind of bring the community together into one place, because that's essentially what MCC does really well, is brings all the 40 different content creator communities together in like one place.
Yeah.
And I don't think there's many other things out there that do that. You know, there's EVNT obviously, like I think they were doing Minecraft Saturdays at the time, and then MC Ultimate as well. They were like running that stuff, and then just like those kind of events, like bringing the communities together like that, is just super exciting. It kind of like almost reminds you of the bigger picture of what this Minecraft community is.
Yes.
So I don't know. I think that was I don't know where I was going with this, but I think it's just really
saying you're
cool.
a bit thankful for just how far it's come. Yeah. Oh no. I don't want to put words in your mouth here. It just sounds like you're being thankful, which is completely.
You finally got the opportunity to like take it in.
Yeah.
Take in like actual people actually watching it in front of you.
And you meet the content creators in person, so you're like, these are real people. These aren't just like. Because sometimes it's hard when you like. Well, sometimes when you meet someone in real life, you're like, crap, you do actually exist outside the screen, and you had 40 of them sitting down playing your tournament in person as is esports, and it's like, crap, this is a reality, you know, like especially because it was only meant to be 6 months, like you said, so now 4 years deep, it's like, damn. You know. So
I'm like, I think when you're in something, like when you're in so deep into managing something like that, it's sometimes difficult to step back and kind of understand what you've made. And I think from birth, I'm hot personal thing.
We're gonna beat a decent way back there, okay.
Hot personal thing. I think I would say I'm probably more on the kind of like autistic side of the spectrum when it comes to emotions. Okay. And I can be very raw and direct and not quite like understand emotions sometimes. And it was something definitely throughout like MCC's 3-4 years of existence. I never quite emotionally understood what MCC was, right? But I could see everyone else be really thankful for it, and I almost have to like live vicariously through other people's emotions, right? And I think it was Vegas finally seeing everyone kind of like in the one place, and it just made me feel happy. Like yeah, it was nice.
That's a good lead on to a question that we had, which was how's the community around MCC, and like specifically the MCC community, not really, all the players communities coming together, but like the Reddit and all things MCC and other YouTube channels. How's that affected like the event?
Yeah, fascinating. Like it's really cool that all these kind of sub communities grow around the thing that you made. It's another thing that I think I'm super thankful for, because I think in the last year, oh man, this is going to go deep. It's going to get deep,
If you're happy to, then we're fine to hear it.
No, I think like I'm like I'm 31, right? And I'm not crying, don't worry. I'm 31, and obviously when I don't know, maybe other people don't experience this, but like I'm currently the age where I'm just I feel like I'm starting to question more about like life and what's the purpose in it and blah blah blah, and
deep.
Yeah, like one thing I think started questioning like why I got originally into UGC. Sorry, user-generated content. That's what we all call it now. Why I got into kind of like the Minecraft scene. God, that is a corporate dribble, didn't I? UGC. Why I got into the Minecraft scene and why I stuck with it is probably because of the community I found. So I started in 2009, and it was Nox Crew really only grew and started in 2011. And it was like it was a community back then, a small community of us all just doing kind of like creative work together. And that community almost became like a little family for me. Like growing up, I didn't have like a lot of friends at school and stuff. I was the kid that got like bullied. So you come home. Yeah, you come home and you'd hop on the computer. Yeah, you'd hop on the computer and you would get accepted by all these other nerds, just like you. And it was that sense of like family and community and somewhere that you belong that I think kept me going and made me stay in Minecraft. And I think and this is all going to come back down to this like sub community thing, is I can't remember like what I was reading or where I saw it or whatever, but it was this take on the fact that like people find purpose in life through community.
Yeah.
They once you've got rid of your fascination with your career and all that other stuff, you do start to look for satisfaction in life through just finding kind of like a social group, right? Yeah. Of just people around you. So I think the biggest thing that I'm very thankful and proud of with MCC is that it's managed to create so many different like sub communities of new friendships, right? And it doesn't just start with like the people who have got together to make all these kind of like all things MCC and etc. But you also have the creators themselves. Like a lot of creators became friends because they were put together in MCC teams, right? And then they started hanging out like outside of that and collabing themselves and stuff. And then they made friends like that. And then you have like the MCC testing community where like tons of people in there have made friendships and stuff like that. So I don't know, it's so cool that you can just, you sit there writing something that all you're trying to do is entertain people. You're just trying to like, let's put on this tournament that's just going to entertain the hell out of people, and it's just really cool and it's really flashy. And then because of that, people come together and like celebrate and create social groups and communities, which is like the true juice of life, really. Like, we all sit there watching Netflix and cool movies and stuff, and we're like getting entertained for that moment there and then. But really, what we want to do is sit with a bunch of other people celebrating it together. That's where the real stuff comes.
That's wonderful, because my community's because of MCC. So I have a following now thanks to MCC, and then I know a bunch of the testers and all of them, and then so many other people. I've made so many friends through that. So that's like the perfect answer, I think, actually.
To kind of build on that as well, so obviously I did the podcast when I was back on Bedrock Edition. It stopped in August, give or take, because then I got a night shift job. And then when I left that job, I gave up on Bedrock, tried Java, and I originally played Tubnet, and then someone recommended MCC Island, so I spent like £20 for access. I didn't want to wait and try and have my luck, right? I started playing MCC Island, and I got hooked on MCC Island. And then I also bought the podcast back at the same time. But because I just, based on luck of who I met, essentially I got talking to MCCI creators, bought a lot of them on the podcast, and then I eventually met AJX, and now both me and him are sitting down with you now, having this conversation. It's like if it wasn't for MCC, me and AJX would have never met. I would have never invited him to start Midweek MC as a podcast. Who knows, maybe one day I would have sat down with you. I wouldn't be with AJX. It's like it's just cool how everything that you've said is literally proven by our conversation, or the fact that we're having a conversation, the three of us today, you know?
Yeah, I think a lot of people have this, and I know there's this common question in life of like, how do you meet new people, right? I think the answer really is just be interested in something. And like all the people who are interested in MCC have managed to find other people in that. And like, you know, at the end of the day, we're probably all introverts, right? And the best way for introverts to meet other people is to be interested in that other thing that's not related to talking to the other person just yet, you know?
Yeah.
Like we can meet through talking about that other thing that we're interested in, rather than like asking personal questions to each other, because that's like, ooh, that's scary.
It's not even just that. It's like I mean, like I'm bringing up my mum here, which is interesting. And like she like does her own little hobbies and stuff. And she's how parents be. They're like our online friends, blah blah blah. They're not like, you don't know them, you can't trust them, all this kind of stuff, right? But then as I got older and she started doing her own thing, she got like really really close with people online because even her words, and I've always said it, but she literally said it to me. It's so much easier to make friends with people online who are interested in what you do, because it's very rare. I don't have any friends in person who play Minecraft, let alone are interested in like MCC, for example. But I have so many friends online who are interested in MCC and love Minecraft, and it's so much easier to build a community and meet people online and having a common interest in something that's online. Like how people make friends through football, through supporting the same team. You know, this is it's all that kind of stuff. So.
Yeah. So I'm just
Nox?
no, I don't.
Okay.
No. I'm super glad that what MCC has done has created all these kind of friendships and communities through something that I know deep down is good. Is good and pure.
Oh, that's really nice.
Yeah.
Speaking of like this whole situation and kind of linking back to the original topic, which was Twitch rivals, I'm going to TwitchCon EU. Where no matter where it is, I'm going. I will be there no matter what.
Nice.
And just based on like how with the podcast, how I've met a bunch of people for the podcast, I think I'm going to be meeting a good amount of people at TwitchCon. Is there any, be careful of what you leak here, because I don't know if you can say anything on this topic. Will there be an MCC? Or is there any hints towards an MCC Twitch rivals in Europe?
I hope so.
Yes?
That's all I'll say. I hope so.
They both said that. They both said, I hope so. Yeah, they both said, I hope so.
Oh, wait, did Cloud say the exact same thing?
Yeah, Cloud said he really hopes so. Yeah.
Oh, that's so funny. I didn't know that, and we totally didn't agree to say that beforehand.
That's all we need.
No, I actually, legitimately, there's no deal in the background that me and Cloud have agreed on here. No, I just hope so.
Yeah, well, the fact that you're both interested in it, you after this podcast, you should go and shoot them a DM. Remember how you said you were looking for that catch up? I think maybe not after this podcast, so you're probably gonna sleep. But tomorrow is the perfect time to shoot them that DM you were talking about. So. Oh man.
Well, also back onto MCC Live, TwitchCon. I was going to ask what your favorite ever MCC event was, but it sounds like that was the one.
Ooh.
Actually,
Okay. Well,
like
I mean,
Halloween.
I've got two answers. I think.
Okay.
Okay.
So probably the one at TwitchCon, because it was like really refreshing to like experience it in a new way, right? And like that wasn't our first time doing like a show live, right? We did Noxu Game Show back in Insomnia gaming festivals, and we did like maybe 3 stage shows in total across them. One of which didn't actually work on stage, and I had to, after 20 minutes of the like host riling up the audience, being like, "Yeah, don't worry, it's coming," I had to get out onto the stage and actually apologize to the audience that we won't be able to put the show on. And I was like 23 at the time, and that scarred me for life. But yeah, just experience, like I was sat in the audience for the MC Championship live at TwitchCon, and just like being in the audience's energy, like watching it like that, everyone's like cheering and screaming, and it was just awesome. Like, you know what, the best part of, it's really weird, my favorite part of watching it live was when the teams get announced right at the start, and they're all like walking out through the audience, like the hands in the air, like "Whoa, cheer for me!" kind of thing, and the audience like clapping. It was like watching some sort of like wrestling match. Loved it.
I was gonna say I said this to Fruit, which is weird because I recorded with him 2 days ago, but that podcast is coming out in 2 days. So if anyone's listening to this before that podcast comes out, then I said to him like one of my favorite parts of that was the mic quality because there's like a clip on Twitter of Purple going, "Oh yeah, it's so funny because of the mic quality." I loved it because I watched the admin stream. I didn't actually watch individual streams. I think the admin stream was averaging like 16. It was either 6 or 16k, one of the two. And just when I saw the clip of the mics I watched before, I was like, they were so funny. They because some of them were saying stuff, and I heard about and then Fruit talked a bit about Tubbo's like mic and stuff breaking and stuff, and it's like all the little like inconveniences, despite it still being like a really really solid event, was just which really shows like how much effort is put into it as well. It was also cool.
Yeah, there was a couple of things that went wrong during that event that were completely like just cleaned up in the background, like no one noticed. But I can't remember them specifically. But yeah, it was pretty smooth. Also, Fruitberries, like more famous than me, so there you go.
No, I think you're
right. I think you're getting traction. You're getting traction.
Everyone who I bring on the podcast is counted as traction. Okay.
Shout out to Fruitberries.
Why are you just shouting out Fruitberries?
I just want to shout him out.
You're not fair. You're not.
He did win. He won. So.
He did win. Yeah, he won over the weekend, didn't he? Of course. Yeah. Four times MCC winner.
Really cool guy. Met him first time in TwitchCon. So
there you go.
What was the other event, by the way? She said you had 2 answers.
Yeah, second favourite, Scuffed.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh,
MCC Scuffed. Oh my god, loved like just fucking with the players like that. Excuse my French.
What was some of the favourite like memories of it, if you have any, or was it just as a whole like an event? Really cool?
It's the jokes that. I think my favorite joke was the oh no, okay. There's two different ones. The bingo but fast joke where like right at the start to score you actually had to type bingo in chat once you'd completed the craft. That was one of my favorite jokes because obviously like everyone's like it's not working, and then you've got everyone like shouting bingo throughout the thing, and we're like obviously you have to write bingo in chat.
That's how bingo works.
Yeah, love that kind of trolling. And then the one where Daniel, was it the 8th game, was missing out of the dial or something, and then he was like, "Oh no, where is it?" And then you hear the rummaging sound, and he's like, "Oh, here it is."
Found it.
Really funny. Like I just loved. It was just really fun, like sitting there in a room, coming up with how we can mess the event up and make it really funny.
What happened throughout that event as well? Just to cut you off, Orbitz, I'm very sorry.
No, go on.
The fact that the leaderboards was so like topsy turvy as well. Like Smallish Beans has never come first. Ollie was in third. You know, the top 10 was crazy. I just remember the top 10 was just never before, and it was amazing.
Yeah, we've had some great MCCs, like really funny stuff we've done in them. Like when Landlord blew up the map, the Parkour Warrior map.
One of the most famous.
Like,
like
good shit.
Little gaps as well, like with Techno and even in Twitch Rivals, just like coming third by so little points. I feel like that's a really big moment as well.
Love sweeps in dodgeball. Like whenever there's a sweep, which I feel like we haven't. Sorry, a reverse sweep. Yeah, and we haven't. I feel like we haven't had a reverse sweep in a long time, and we need them back. We need them to happen again.
That's the issue. People are getting too good at it.
Love them. Love reverse sweep, and that happens.
I'm thinking. I remember 17 quite well with agreeing, but I can't remember any others.
Yeah.
Right now, it can't have been that long.
MCC Party was really great as well.
Yes,
really loved that.
So
was that very Mario Party inspired?
It was, yeah.
Absolutely.
It feels like it was, yeah.
Yeah, because watching, like, we're totally digressing into MCC. No, I feel like we're on the same question. All right, whatever.
MCC Party. About MCC. That's what the podcast is about. This is great.
Oh, yeah. I was like, oh, great. We're still talking about MCC. MCC Party. Loved it because it solved. It's a weird one, right? I think in the end, some people didn't enjoy it, and understandably, because there is obviously like the stealing mechanic. And I remember, I think I was I can't remember whose perspective I was watching at the very beginning, but because I was very intrigued, like, about, you know, how people are going to react to that. And at the beginning, I think there was some like the first decision dome when the stealing happens, there was certain like negative reactions, like, you know, it probably felt quite bad to like lose crowns. Yeah. But then, sorry, that would be on the second decision dome. The first one, they were only stealing coins. But once we got past the halfway point of the event, and everyone's like, oh, okay, I see how this is gonna go, and they just started like really getting into it, and then Purple Pandas got into the whole like story arc of just trying to get a minus score. The majority of people were really enjoying it in the end, and the last like the ending of MCC, where you have the bonus crown section and it's just rewarding people for just like hilarious stuff. Like when Pink got rewarded for the most messages because they were just spamming that like yowie thing. Like that was hilarious, like how high they were on that score, the leaderboard of
just way above everyone
for
else.
Most chat messages. It was really good because it was so funny in the way that we completely lost that sense of competition that can get people really sweaty and upset sometimes, and you know, you could just let go a little bit and just say fuck it, like it's just going to be a mess. But then at the end, we're kind of like dishing out rewards for just essentially participating in a different way, and I love that. And I definitely want to inspire from that in future events and do something as well.
It's very Mario Party with like the most thing spaces and so on. The most event spaces you land on, and then on Pink were like the worst team that event and still somehow made and didn't even just make Dodgeball, were the best team in the event on crowns, despite having the least amount of coins, which was incredible.
Watching their reaction, I actually went and watched their VOD reaction to that one, and it was so funny because they're all screaming like, I can't believe we did it, like what the hell, we weren't even trying.
They were so drunk.
Scott was like, every time we don't even like try, we still get into Dodgeball, like what the hell. It's really funny.
That was a funny thing.
Love that.
I have a 2-part question, and it only if you give me like the answer I'm looking for on the first one, will the second one work?
Interesting.
So this is bad because it's not the fact of I didn't watch, it's just the fact of I've forgotten, or I don't think anyone actually tried it, so I don't know if it's true. So during party, if I bought a crown stealer in round 2 before like the decision dome, but I didn't use it, would I be able to use it in a future decision dome, or did it get wiped from it?
You'd be able to in a future decision dome.
Okay, so question. I said this in CPK's chat before the event started, and he said it was a really, really good idea, but he didn't do it. If instead of doing anything else, I only bought crown stealers.
Wait, God, I hope I'm right on this. I know exactly where you're going.
Okay, so assuming it does stack, right? And I
Wait, I might be wrong.
Let's pretend it is, all right? Just for the sake of my question, please. And in the final decision dome, I just quickly rapid fired, stole crowns from everyone. Would that be a strat?
Let me think about that.
Because I said it's a CPK, and it's like, that's a really, really good idea. And I was like, I know it.
You just really wanted it to happen, didn't you?
Yeah, but no one did it. No one did the idea. So I just wanted to know, would it have actually worked if I just only bought crown stealers? Because nobody can steal crowns from me. Because I'm a bottom half team, I get the safety, right? And then at the end of final decision dome, I just spam fire everyone. Bang! You know, not everyone's going to have crown stealers, so you basically just, you know, there's 7 other teams. So say you somehow hit every single shot on them, that's 14. Obviously, you can't really count that too. No, that's 14 crowns. So, or you do it in like round 7 and 8, you know?
Why wouldn't you just do that? That is a great question.
Exactly.
Let me think of that. Why wouldn't you just do that? Would you gain enough?
I don't know why nobody thought of that. I don't know why.
Would you gain enough crowns?
I think
you could have been knocked into the water, I guess.
I think this is a mathematical issue.
Dunked.
Because ideally you're going
14 and 13, right?
Yeah, ideally you're going for the super. No, I don't think mathematically. No, you couldn't you? Yeah.
But I'm thinking if I stole like as many crowns as I could in round 7, right? Nobody's gonna dunk me because like, you know, maybe they will dunk me, but no one's like, it would be unwarranted to, right? I steal a bunch of crowns in round 7. With whatever I have left, people can only steal 2 crowns from me. So say I have like 4 left, I make 2 profit. And essentially I make, because I'm taking also from Pink and Cyan twice, that knocks Pink down to 12 and Cyan down to 11. Essentially I'm saying me, you get what I'm just instead of saying someone's name, it's just easier to say from my perspective. Essentially if like I was one to do that, I'd make Dodgeball with my team, right?
I'm not like knowledgeable enough to comment on this.
Okay, well, but any MCC sweats or like
there could be some mathematical issue with it, like to do with just like the costs of the Steelers and stuff like that.
No, because they get expensive as the games go on, right? So you buy them all early doors, and then you hold them.
I don't know.
I'm
just going to say, why didn't anyone do that?
I just really wanted to ask it. Sorry.
That's what you answered him exactly how he wanted that.
That's exactly the... I really wanted that, the question of like...
Hindsight's a beautiful thing.
Maybe one day, who knows? Because it's one thing that me and Fruit talked about as well, leading into the second part of all of this, is that we reckon that format, but for MCC Scuffed, could be the best thing ever.
Oh my god, yeah.
Imagine the scenes.
Oh, we could do so much fuckery.
Exactly. So hopefully, I reckon MCC will still be around in April, surely, right? If it is, is there a possibility of seeing the crown theme with MCC Scuff?
You have to wait till April 1st.
Most likely. We can't. No,
you can't. Nothing's wrote in stone.
This is why we didn't call it April Fools. We didn't call it MCC April Fools.
Why does it have? So why does it have to be on? It can happen in May. It can happen in June. It's just MCC Scuffed, you know. So.
Look, if we're doing another season of MCC, say if we are already talking about what we're doing for season 4, it's better to say if, because then I'm not confirming it. Nice one, Noxite.
Good one, man.
Yeah, good one. Even though we're already talking about what we're doing for season 4.
No, you're not talking about it. It's just an if. It's purely just an if. Nothing's been discussed.
Yes.
This is a leak.
If we were doing season 4, we would probably do an MCC Scuffed again.
And would there be crowns? Would it be the crown theme?
Most likely.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's gonna be fun.
There we go. I'm using good unconfirmation terminology.
You've been media trained.
No leaks. No leaks.
I love the idea of being media trained. Like as if I went to some like weird office building and sat in front of a presentation for 3 days.
Right, Noxite, we saw you got announced for a podcast. Here's some media training.
Yeah.
Here's what to and what not to say.
Don't confirm that you're on the podcast. Those guys are weird.
Even
Don't get involved with them.
Do not mention anything about MCC on the MCC podcast.
Yeah, and whatever you do, don't talk about the human you killed. When you were 10.
That's actually a Twitter question. Funny enough,
we did have a Twitter question.
I'm not allowed to talk about the murder.
That's so strange because there's a Twitter question asking where the bodies are, Noxite, and we weren't going to ask it, but now you said it.
Yeah, I'm sorry. My media training has told me not to talk about that. I'm sorry.
God, okay, cool, right. You're doing a really bad job. I don't think you're meant to tell us, but I think you're just meant to not say anything at all. They're not very good trainers, are they? Oh man.
My body hiding media training course that I went on very specifically.
What is this podcast?
Well, since you're not allowed to talk about the bodies, let's get back onto MCC.
Yeah, we should probably talk about subjects that I am allowed to talk about.
I was interested. What's been the biggest change in the last 4 years to MCC as a whole?
Oh, that's yeah.
Well, the massive amount of people from now watching
increased bodies.
The increased bodies.
What's the biggest change that's been made to MCC in the last 4 years?
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know.
But not biggest, but what are some you can think of that you feel like have had an impact? The introduction of Scuffed we talked about, I feel like that had a big impact. The introduction of the trophies literally last weekend, big impact, I'd say.
Yeah, I think MCC Party was probably the biggest change we've made to the format since the beginning. Everything else, it's really weird. Since from the beginning, we just kind of said, all right, this is how MCC works. And it's worked really well. It was just a format that just was scalable,
it first time.
Yeah, you did kind of cook thinking of it. You did actually cook up something.
It's brilliant. I think about this sometimes. I'm like, it's just brilliant the way. Okay, actually, here's an interesting one. The coin multiplier was not originally part of the first iteration of MCC. That was actually suggested by Mosh from Mojang.
Oh, that's incredible.
That's cool.
Yeah. So Mosh used to be a big time. He was really into the map making scene. That's how he eventually got to working at Mojang. And he went to one of our original tests. And one of the problems we were trying to work out was we had the Decision Dome. and we knew we wanted to like play games in a random order to try and like make each MCC feel different, but we didn't really like have a mechanic in place to try and that would really solidify that, right, and make it effective. And most suggested like, well, what if you added like a coin multiplier, right? And like each game as you play like, you know, further into the event, each game is worth more coins, and now there is a massive difference in the order that the games are played, because things matter a lot more towards the end. And like, I think the suggestion initially when we got it was like, oh, that is a ball ache to try and like make it work, to like go and design how a coin multiplier might work and like fit it into the event. But then the more like we looked at it, the more we realized like, damn, this is actually, yeah, we should probably try that. And so we went all in, you know, reconfigured the event slightly to make coin multiplier work, and did a test, and it was brilliant. It was great, you know. Like we already had, and that's what the coin multiplier achieves, is the rising stakes throughout the event. And then I think from the get-go we had Dodgebolt in, because I know like one of my criticisms about what made Minecraft Mondays not very fun towards the latter half is that you already kind of know who's going to win, like during the last half of it. And putting Dodgebolt at the very end there was that our kind of way of solving that problem of like having, you know, the who's going to win effect all the way until like at the end. So the winning moment is a moment that you can't foresee necessarily. Like it all comes down to that one final moment. So yeah, this is just me saying like the coin multiplier and the last two teams fighting off in Dodgebolt are some of the things that make MCC's format really successful, in my opinion. So yeah, there you go. There's the biggest change, was probably the coin multiplier, and then next was MCC Party in that kind of format. I think with MCC Party we didn't like nail it what we wanted to achieve. Like I think there are definitely improvements we can make to that format, but we definitely we achieved something because it was really good, right? But we can improve it. Yeah.
I mean, to build on, I mean, like with the coins, kind of touching on what you said and kind of just solidifying, is that the word I'm trying to, I feel like it is. It's like, you know, with the whole game, all they add the suspense, like both the coin multiplier and Dodgebolt combined, is because if there's no coin multiplier, you can just play any game in any order, right? There's no like, you know, it doesn't matter if you play Ace Race first and then Meltdown last, right? But with like
just how you feel
on your team, right? So like depending on who you're teamed with, for example, it's like, you know, there's that big thing of like, okay, we're stronger at PvP games, weaker at movement games, right? So we want the movement games out first, whereas before it's like, it doesn't really matter when we play it because it doesn't actually care. And then with Dodgebolt, because I think I can't remember what MCC it was, but wasn't there an MCC where like first came first by like, I guess MCC, both MCC Risings, for example, right? Well, the first one at least anyways, I think it was Lime who came first, right? They like dominated survival games, dominated the entire event, but if there wasn't that aspect for like fighting for second, which was what we saw in MCC Rising 2, it literally came down to Battle Box, right? It came down to the final round of Battle Box between Lime, it was Cyan he came first, not Lime, sorry. But it came down to the final game of Battle Box between Wade Box's team and Gracie's team, right? And whoever won that got into Dodgebolt, but that final game wouldn't have been so interesting and so intense and wouldn't have had us on the edge of our seats if first place were just going to win the event anyways, because they were essentially fighting for the Dodgebolt place. And then they got to Dodgebolt, and then in both MCC Risings, Lime came second and they both won Dodgebolt, you know? So it brings like a big bit of suspense, which is great.
And I just love that you can have a team that leads so much that, you know, and no one's giving up yet because everyone's now fighting for second, right? Just the concept of fighting for second is great. Like, love it. And more chance to win.
Definitely. I was this is a cheeky one. I can't lie. So you've obviously had practice events. We know some of the people that do those. But I wanted to know if Noxcrew have ever done their own mini event by yourselves.
That's a good one.
Oh my god! Wait, let me think about this. I don't.
Has Noxite ever played in MCC? There we go.
Not the real one, no.
Well, not the real one, but like what AJX said, like an own Noxcrew event.
Oh my god, I can't remember if we did or it was just an idea. It's weird. Like I can't crystal clear. I'm pretty like towards the beginning, like when we were initially testing MCC, it definitely felt like Noxcrew events because that's all we didn't really have like a massive testing community there. So we haven't done an official one, no.
Okay.
It's like, I don't think there's enough of us to be able to like sync up in the same time zones and stuff to be able to do it. So
Yeah,
I think it has been an idea before. We have talked about running like private MCC events for like little private communities and stuff, but just never seems the time to do it. So
yeah, you had the charity event way back in season 1 in 2020 for their names gone from my mind all of a sudden.
Yogscast, yeah, Jingle Jam.
Jingle Jam.
Yeah. And there was also like the Simmers in one event, weren't there? I can't remember what event that was. I just know about the Simmers.
Oh, they've been
Simmers in a lot of events.
No, I mean like the first one, I guess. Like there's been a good few events with like non-Minecraft people because MCC is really catering to that. It's really catering to the whole idea of like. I think was it? Did you mention it earlier? God, this is your situation. Did you say this earlier? Or did someone else say like it's MCC is for not just for Minecraft players? It caters to a lot of people outside of Minecraft as well.
Really?
It wasn't you then. Who was it?
I don't think it was me.
No, it wasn't then.
I've heard stories of like family members sitting and watching MCC with someone who's interested in Minecraft, and that they can actually kind of get it and understand it.
This is gonna really bug me. No, so it was either on a podcast or it was just in a voice call. No, it wasn't you. It wouldn't have been you then. No, it was either in a voice call or it was on a podcast. It might have even been the Fruit one, but like I haven't finished editing. That's the thing. It's so basically the thing that we said was MCC is so catering to, even if you're not a Minecraft player, you know what MCC is, right? It's not a case of like, know, the Simmers. I mean, I know Gene Ellie, for example, is someone who I got introduced to through the Sidemen, not through Minecraft, for example, but they've been in MCCs. It's like, MCC is it's not just a Minecraft tournament. It's a Minecraft tournament, but people from other communities. I mean, I have like you've had Pokimane playing one, for example. You know, it caters to outside of the community, like outside of just Minecraft's general. MCC is bigger than that, you know.
Yeah, until they play it once and then they're like, oh man, this is so difficult. These people are too good.
No?
Simmers were in the first event that we ever ran.
Yeah.
It was the first one then. Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, I think they were friends of Scott's or something. Scott deals with all the kind of like team relation and player relations, so I'm not really like knowledgeable about people who are getting in and how and whatever. And it was really interesting, obviously, that we ran our first ever Minecraft tournament with a group that were primarily Simmers, and maybe they've dabbled in Minecraft or something, but they ended up being like such a cool group of people. So I'm really glad that they played MCC, and and it was they were like, because they were really really bad at it, right? But it was so funny because you had this kind of like very clear funny underdogs team that you could really cheer for when they did well. And I remember like I think it was like MCC 2 or 3 or something, one of the Simmers managed to reach the end of like a hole in the wall round, and there was just so much like like everyone was cheering for it. Like, it's great.
Oh, there's been so many amazing Simmer moments. They're all there. They're all there in my head.
And I just remembered, like, I met, like, at TwitchCon, I think a number of them that were there. I think I met Vixella, but not Dr. Gluon. And I saw Dr. Gluon sat like across from me, and I was like, oh, I'm definitely gonna go like walk up and say hi. Then I got distracted, and then like 10 minutes later, I turned my head and he wasn't there anymore. So I never met Dr. Gluon. Dr. Gluon, if you're listening, I wish I met you at TwitchCon.
Will you be at TwitchCon EU?
I hope so.
Dr. Gluon might come. Dr. Gluon, if you're somehow listening, come to TwitchCon EU, and you can meet Noxite. There you go.
Yeah, I hope he's there. I hope I am. I hope he's there.
Our last sort of our questions before we go on to the Twitter questions is less MCC related and more MCC Island related, and it's, why is MCC Island a thing?
Yeah, so it's quite funny. So when the first year of MC Championship, we once it started blowing up, right, and everyone was like, oh, you know what you should do? You should make a server. And I like strictly remember like I didn't want to, like I really didn't want to make a server because I just knew that like MCC, the format of MCC just straight up wouldn't work on a public server. Like it wouldn't be possible to run something like that for 3 hours where you've got the teams of 4 of strangers all sticking together throughout the entire event and like not having people like leave and whatever. So I remember like I wrote like a big message and pinned it to like one of the public Discord channels of why we were never going to do a server. And then literally, I think like 6 months later, we started talking about it again. And it was like a certain vision that was discussed. And it was like, oh, actually, yeah, maybe that could work. So, and then we were like, okay, yeah, I mean, what is the next step of MCC at this point? So it seemed like, we were like, well, let's make a server. Because I think we've always wanted to run one. We've always wanted to like create a server community where people could just like log on and play stuff together and whatever. So been fun, like, yeah, it's really fun hosting one. That's why I think MCC became a thing. I think because it was like the community around it was big enough, and people clearly wanted to play the mini games.
I mean, I want Meltdown.
So
I made that very clear at the start of the podcast.
Yeah,
I love it. I think it's because I just like bows. Like that's one of my favorite PvPs is through bows, and I feel like it'd be interesting to see how you guys make it work though, because Meltdown is also once again a very battle box like on MCC Island at least. It doesn't really have to be 2 team based. Like it does, but it doesn't. Whereas like Meltdown, you can't like it's a bit harder to just kind of go off on your own and like so
I mean, that's the hardest thing about making MCC Island games is trying to translate the MCC games into more of like a public setting where you're playing with strangers and then something just like quick to get into and out. And we definitely started with some of the more simple ones to translate, like Battle Box, Sky Battle. We had, I have some funny bits on that where we had Parkour Tag was actually a fully working game in our initial test. Yeah, but it was boring and no one liked it. And we had Ace Race as well, and it was boring. Like when we were testing the whole experience, testers were like bringing back feedback where they just started to like not like Ace Race showing up anymore in the kind of tests and stuff because they were like bored of it.
That's heartbreaking.
Yeah, but like I think, they're right. Like, and Parkour Tag is just, it's confusing and weird to try and translate into a server experience. I remember there was I've forgotten the name of them. There was a server they were trying to do MCC inspired mini games, and they made a Parkour Tag, and it was fine, and it just
got shut down to like NFT scam or something. Pretty sure.
Yeah.
Something. I remember what server you're on about because I saw it.
Yeah, like not even they managed to successfully create like a very fun Parkour Tag type game mode on a server. Yeah. It's just harder than you think. Like you look at these games and you're like, oh, they would be great, and then you actually go and like play them, and you play it once, and it was like, yeah, that was great, and then you just don't want to play a second time, and you're like, well, why don't I want to play a second time? And then that starts all these like game design questions of like, what are your motives? How do we change that? And like whatever. So I think Meltdown, and I think the 2 most exciting games, in my opinion, to try and translate into like a publicly playable experience is Meltdown and Sands of Time. But they are also the hardest ones to translate because, like, picture it, right? Sands of Time, I've said this, I know like a lot of people would generally want to play this, but for Sands of Time on a server, you probably do it in a way where it's just you and your team, and you're like running into like a daily generation and just seeing how many coins you can get or something. But
that could be cool for pies.
Yeah, it'd be really cool. But then like I do think after a week or so, it probably gets a bit like samey and like meh.
It's also hard to just constantly get a 4-stack, or like even if it's with different people, like getting a 4-stack who you're comfortable with to do that. Yeah. And it's also like time streaming. You're not always gonna. Then like some people get too hooked on it. Where like for instance, like with Parkour Daily, people love to do Parkour Daily, but that's kind of easy to do because it's only 4 or 5 minutes of your time, right? Whereas Sands of Time, would get too hooked. Yeah, there's just a lot more you have to consider when you're talking about like making games replayable, daily and weekly and so on. And just stuff you start to learn about games when you play them like 15 days in a row. And it's just like, this isn't fun anymore. Me, when you do Meltdown 1 in the chamber, it's a Meltdown map. And then I also like, I'm not sure if you're aware, but like I actually made a video when InsaneOrbitzz was like moving into MCC Island content as to why MCC Island will never add Parkour Tag. I actually made like I dwelled into it. Looking back on it, some of the topics were a bit like like there maybe you can work around it, but for the general, like one of my main things was just like picking who was Seeker, picking who was Runner, balancing that. Like that was one of my.
We were talking about topics. And we were like, should we do runner queues and hunter queues, or we do this thing where you like get into the match and then you opt in to be a hunter, and maybe you'll get picked across the people who opted in, and it's just like, like someone, this is going to be a bad experience for someone, because in a server you could just like be like, oh well, no, I don't want to play as a runner, so you just leave the game.
That's literally word for word. You've word for word said what I said in that video. Thank you. Oh my god, people were like, I was put on fraud watch. No longer. There we go.
It's like it's so funny. It's like, why can you not port these games? And the answer is because of you. Because the way of the player behavior completely changes the way you have to design these games for public settings.
I was going to ask, what's the like most asked for game?
Ace Race.
Ace Race. There you go. I thought so.
Which is
As
really
Ace
funny.
Race's biggest fan.
Yeah, but like literally the way we implemented it was we literally just put Ace Race in. We just didn't do anything special about it. I do think if we were to put Ace Race on MCC Island, we'd seriously have to like create some kind of like meta systems around it.
Go
Like
down the parkour warrior route, maybe have it like, you know, time trials so you can get the faster time, have submitted maps. That could be a cool idea. But then also like I like Ace Race because it like I like just them like racing kind of games, because it's like when you're facing other people there's a chance of winning, but when it's time trial it'll annoy me because then I'll constantly be like, what are they doing? Why like they're like, what was it, 45 angled running or whatever it's called? 40, something like that. It's just like, like if it was 1v1 I might be able to win because they can mess up, but when it's a time trial I physically can't. You'll figure it out. We'll
figure it out.
On the practice server, they're always like just trying to beat each other constantly.
Yeah,
like the Venom CPK whole story. Poor CPK can't do anything because of lag. Literally,
which is it's super fun and cool when you're in a small community like that. But then once you've got it across you're against the world.
Definitely.
It's kind of less
that
fun.
Would be tricky.
And that's why the practice map Ace Race hasn't been released. I assume because it's like fun as a little thing.
Yeah, imagine like racing other people and like imagine queuing into Ace Race and all you're doing is racing against these people who have learned all the fucking shortcuts and like the exact route that you have to take to get the minimal time possible, and you're just losing every time. That's all you're doing.
You start with 20 players and you're down to 5 at the end of the game. It's just like, oh.
Yeah, exactly. Because like at a certain point you'll be like, what's the point? I'm not going to win. So you'd have to. It would totally have to be time trial related. Something about speed running and times and whatever. Like a solo ball experience. Yeah.
His Ace Race by beat the Ender Dragon. There we go. I already see it. With that being said, then, is there anything before we move into the Twitter questions and Noxite? Is there anything that we haven't touched on that you wanted to bring up, or have we pretty much covered every aspect of? Or not really every aspect, but as much as we can for the last 4 years.
No. I think I'm good there. I'm pretty sure. I don't know. The Twitter questions are probably going to spark up some other like subjects to talk about. So we haven't got
loads. There was loads of Twitter questions, but a lot of them were like pretty basic, pretty simple, and also like just some of them were just interesting.
Interchanged.
Yeah.
Nice.
So the first one comes from Little Pictures, as well as a few other people. Like a good amount of people asked this, and it was did you ever expect to be where you are now in regards to growing the way you've done, going from making Minecraft maps like Jeffrey's Chamber, or is it Geoffrey's Chamber? Geoffrey's Chamber, sorry. Which they said was about 10 years ago, and then to now hosting the biggest Minecraft event ever done, which it is. So like, I've said that really poorly. If I need to re-say it, I will re-say it. I kind of stuttered a bit, sorry. Running reads.
My God,
did
that's
you
a big
expect to
question.
be here? There we go. That's it summed up.
Did I expect how my life was going to go?
You mentioned how you kind of partially touched on how COVID kind of changed things a little bit, in all honesty. So it's interesting to see where MCC would be if COVID never struck. To see where I'd be.
Oh, it's a big question. Like, I mean, the straight up answer is no. like hell no. Because 2009, 14 years ago. That's when I started. Like I was one of those kids that found Minecraft because of that Notch's forum post on that weird forum that he posted Minecraft on one time.
Yeah.
Like I go back to the beginning, You're
an OG.
And 14 years ago, let me do my math right. I was 16, 17. And I was like, I was playing like RuneScape and Gary's Mod, Dublin Terrace Town, World of Warcraft, that kind of stuff. And then eventually got into Minecraft. And I was always into films. I actually went to uni to do film production.
Oh.
And loved the kind of creative side of things, and started using Minecraft as a way of like storytelling, because I was like, I think like I was obsessed with like Oblivion, right? Like Elder Scrolls. I like loved the questing system in that. I was like, what if we use Minecraft to do a questing system like Oblivion? And then we started like making our adventure map, and it was like cinematic adventure map and stuff. And like, I'm just like this nerdy kid in my room just trying to make something, and I'm not like thinking about the future at all. Like you just just don't. You're just thinking about the thing that's in front of you on the screen. And I'm like building this adventure map, and all I'm thinking about is like, oh, I'm going to need more people. I'm to like build the thing with me. And then because there's more people that I need, I'm going to probably need to get like something better than Skype. So I had to get TeamSpeak, and then had to have like a little forum to like communicate with this community, you know, and I'm just like looking at the step ahead of me at each point, never looking into the future. And that was basically my Minecraft experience from the beginning. And then 2017 rolls around, and Microsoft emails us and like, hey, we saw this Terra Swoop Force thing that you did that really popped off and went popular. Do you want to just like sell stuff? And we're like, okay, cool. And then we're suddenly in the Minecraft marketplace selling Minecraft maps. Like, and now I'm a business owner, you know, like with 40 people working for me.
Slaps. By the way, Terra Swoop Force slaps.
Yeah, and I'm 31 now, and it doesn't make any fucking sense to me at all.
Why am I
so
here?
No,
How did I get here vibes?
Never knew. And all the experiences that I've had since the beginning are like wild, and I'm so thankful for them. And it's just, I don't know, it's been fucking cool.
Hell yeah.
You've done
Hell
good.
yeah.
Yeah. And I said, and the thing is, here's the coolest thing, right? Terra Swoop Force, what it did for us, right? When we made Terra Swoop Force just because we wanted to make something cool. That was the goal. We were never like sat there thinking like, oh yeah, Terra Swoop Force is so famous, and you know, it'll make us famous and blah blah blah. Like we just wanted to make the coolest damn thing possible, because that's what we've always been trying to do, right? Like all the way back in the day, Paladin's Quest, Noxite Game Show, Joffrey's Chamber, you know, all this stuff. Terra Swoop Force finally came around and went viral. Never expected it to. And what it accidentally did was allowed us to meet really interesting people and give us really interesting opportunities, because we just made something that got celebrated by people. And I remember when like 4 years later, I'm pitching MCC internally to Nox Crew. And like, we're just like, people there like, why do you want to do this? Like, what's the purpose? And I'm like, well, look, we've just figured out this business now where we're just like making Minecraft maps. But I really feel like what I want to do is reenact what we did with Terra Swoop Force, and just make something insanely cool, primarily for the purpose of hoping to strike another butterfly effect, where it creates this unexpected branching narrative of things that might occur because we made something cool. And that was my pitch of why we started doing MCC, because I said like, let's just start another butterfly effect like we did with Terra Swoop Force, because Terra Swoop Force got us here, so let's do it again. And then now here we are, MCC 4 years later, and we've like met so many new people and so many new opportunities, and
gone on a midweek MC podcast.
Yeah, now I'm at the top, boys.
I guess like it's a rough comparison, but I like to do this to kind of show that like I can relate in a sense. And again with AJX is like InsideMC, like the idea of making a podcast was just because I listened to Jagmay's Happy Hour and I enjoyed it, and I thought I want to do this, and I want to give like, originally it was meant to start about like talking about topics, and then I brought a guest on, and I thought, and then the guests really enjoyed it, and the viewers really enjoyed listening to them, and I was like, oh, like the audience are enjoying it, so why don't I give more creators or like just more people in general a chance to come on and speak about themselves? And it's always been a passion project, and if it becomes something, it becomes something. If it becomes a career, it becomes a career. I have a job, I have income, and this is just something I do on the side, right? And it's like there was never the idea of like, oh, I'm gonna make a podcast, I want to talk to so many famous people, I'm gonna like blow up. It's like I just want to give any and all creators who I find interesting, or any and all people who I find interesting and I find cool. For instance, like next week's midweek MC, it would be announced by now. I'm literally bringing on somebody who like they make like custom spray paint cans and like custom spray painted basketballs and stuff, and I've commissioned them so many times, and I thought, crap, you'd be like really cool to talk to just about why you do what you do. And it's like that's why it's like it's firstly a space for myself and AJX to learn more about people and have conversations with a different person every single week, but also for that person to kind of give their audience, like, and since today you've said stories, you said about projects like Pancake that not many people would know about, and you brought it up, and it's like that's something you wouldn't just go and tweet like, oh yeah, it was originally called that, but you brought it up on the podcast. You know, it's like it's a whole different experience, and that's why I really like it. And it's a rough comparison, but it's there.
There's a lot of hidden stories out there, right? And they could stay hidden unless there was a reason for them to come out somewhere, like
a podcast.
Yeah, I think the lesson in it all really is just to like go and do stuff, like just get out there, do stuff, be interested in things, be related to things, be div, right? Like, and then just stories get shared, you meet people, and opportunities come out of that, and just I don't know.
Never try and plan for something to happen. Let it just happen, and that's better.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. I mean, it depends. Like something. Depends. Some things you need to plan. Some. I don't know. If you're enjoying something, then I don't know. Just keep doing it.
That's what I meant. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, after that unbelievable, amazing answer, I feel like these two are going to be pretty simple.
Thanks, Twitter question.
Emily Cupcake asks, what's your favourite Noxcrew game show song? And Sea Dog the Pro asks, how is Isaac so good at making constant banger soundtracks?
Oh my god. Yeah, I love it when Isaac makes a banger tune. So I was the editor. So Noxcrew Game Show was like this, YouTube series where we were literally putting out like hour-long episodes, and there were like we played like 5. Oh my god, how many games? Five games per episode, something like that. Each game had its own like music track, and I loved putting like when Isaac delivers like a banger tune, and I'm editing the people's voices to this tune and like making the episode like super tense and cool. I love Isaac's style of music making. He's really creative and fun. And I think my favorite Noxcrew Game Show song is, I think it was Shoot 'em Up. I think the name of the game was Shoot 'em Up.
Oh, yeah. Perfect.
Yeah, just because it's probably my favorite because it's related to the episode itself, where the game just, I don't know, the music and the game like worked really, really well together to make like a really cool start and end, like a good story throughout the episode.
Yeah, that's exactly what we needed.
I don't know how he does it. I don't know. What's your favorite MCC songs?
Oh, the one I used to put on all my videos at the start, I think it just has this like start, is Parkour Tag. Like
nice.
Is just so amazing. But like Terra Swoop Force's theme.
Oh yeah.
Gliding is just like when that happens at the start, when you have the voice go 3, 2, 1 and then it goes into that. Every time goosebumps. Every time.
I'd say that sequence. So that's my sound design. Thank you very much. But I'm the most proud of that sequence like ever. I really knocked it out of the park. Well done, Noxite. Well done. I was just really proud of it at the end. Like, because I remember like putting it all together, and then we finally like played it in game, and I got goosebumps. It just felt right. Like, it's so weird because when you're sound designing that way, you're kind of like designing in a program on the side, and then when you manage to like render it out and put it in the game and actually like experience it, and then it actually just like clicks, and it's like yes. It's the best moment.
Music design is like I love. I did lighting design in school, and it's the same thing when you just hit a beat exactly right with the lights.
The thing about Terra Swoop Force is like the sound design doesn't actually start at the moment you're there at the door. It starts all the way at the beginning of that journey, right? And like all these moments that are like setting you up for this moment of dropping. And it's, I think a lot of people don't understand that about sound design. They think you're just making like a sound here and there, but it's actually you're making a journey through sound. Yeah. And a lot of the effect and the spine chilling stuff that comes out in Terra Swoop Force is because of that gradual build to the moment that you drop, right? Like, you get to the top of the elevator and there's the announcement like the Terra Swoop Force has arrived, and you're like feeling the importance of your presence here because of that.
And then no matter what, no matter how many times it loops, it's still amazing. I can listen to it. I've done Terra Swoop Force so many times that I just continually listen to that.
It all clicks so well. Like you have that great journey up until the drop, and then you get the banger tune, and you're like, yes, this whole thing. Right.
I like the update video. I like that tune. It's a bit more of a boring one compared to Terra Swoop Force, but like I don't know. It's just something funky about it. Kind of lives in my head for free.
You mean the music in the update videos?
Yeah, literally that.
Which is the Decision Dome.
Yeah,
that's the
one. Yeah, I don't. I just refer to it as update video. Yeah, I like that. I don't know. Just talking about that tune is just
the Halloween remix of it was.
When I'm making coffees, I kind of just hum it away. It's great. So.
Oh, nice.
Fun 1-0 song. 1-0 tune.
Our very last question is from Shorky Games, but also a lot, like we had loads of people ask this. It was probably the most asked question. As it's almost been 4 years, what are your thoughts on the next 4 years of MCC and what it could become? Which is you've said already that you don't even want to think about year 5, so go 4 years in the future is quite deep, but
I don't know how much I want to talk about it.
okay.
It's
Stash becomes
like we are, we're currently discussing like what does the next year of MCC look like, and I know that we want to take some of the learnings that we've had this year and apply them to try and like mix some stuff up, like so I don't know what to say. Like I guess it's like next year is probably not going to be exactly like this year. It's going to be different. But
you don't know how just yet.
Yeah, I don't know how much I want to reveal about what our ideas are at the moment.
I think that's somewhat perfect. I think there's a little bit of excitement at the end of the podcast.
Shows there's something there, but you just aren't going to say what it is.
Yeah. It's a nice little sprinkle.
I don't know. We're currently in a learning phase, I'd say, like right now, right? We're just learning a bit about what we want to apply next year. I think MCC Party was definitely like a really interesting experiment for us that we've learned from. And we want to do more of it, but in like, in different ways. We learned that Scuff was the most fun we've ever had, so we would want to do it again. I don't know. I'm just gonna,
To kind of build on that then, is there anything that like you do want to possibly leak about the future? Is there anything you can give hints to, or is it once again kind of the same answer of like, you'll see it when it happens?
Yeah, I think it's a you'll see when it happens. Okay. There is something potentially very exciting that we're working on.
Okay.
I can't leak what it is. Can't leak any details.
There we go.
And maybe it won't even happen.
Yes. Yeah, that's the thing. That's why you can't leak it.
No one will ever know what it was.
That's why it's hard to leak, because you can leak something but like, it just didn't go through.
It's hard. It's like, it's really difficult sometimes to like promise things in the future and whatever, because I don't know, everyone does it, right? Like we always say like, oh yeah, we'll do this, we'll promise this, and then you forget about it, and then someone brings it up in the future and it's like, hey, you still doing that thing that you promised? Like, in the Noxite game show, in 2015 or something, 2016, we promised a community matchup. Another episode, and we just never got around to it. So
still people are asking.
Yeah, and it was like a full-on promise as well. It was like all our marketing of, I think it was season 4. Was it season 4 or season 5? I don't remember which season of Noxite Game Show. The final season. We still owe the community a community matchup episode, which I'm gonna be honest, probably never gonna happen.
Never say never.
But now it's not too soon to now say that. So there you go.
I mean, it's like with guests. That's why I never talk about guests. Like, I mean, I let AJX know the guest because obviously he's part of the podcast team and all that kind of stuff. But like, it's like I never, even when I invite a guest on, I have scheduled up now for the next like 6 weeks, and it's like
nice.
I'll say, okay, yeah, we're setting this date, but I'll check in with you the week before because maybe even I can't make it. Right? It's like I always give it like a 2-day waiver. So like, if I can't make that specific day, I'll be able to make 2 days either side. Like that's fair. But it's like you can't ever be 100%, and that's why I don't announce guests until 3 days before, because like at that point it's like a 3-day basis of like, if they're gonna come on, they're definitely coming on kind of thing.
Yeah.
Sorry,
I don't have anything interesting to leak.
No, we understand.
We weren't expecting it. I think we said it before. AJ said, we was like, we'll try a lot, and if we get something, we get something. We most likely won't.
I think we want to experiment a bit more next year. That's what I'll say.
That's exciting.
That'll be interesting.
Yeah.
Well, Nox, I think this sadly brings the end. Midweek MC, 2 minutes before 9 o'clock. We've actually done pretty well. Look at that. Before I do the outro though, for anyone who somehow doesn't know who you are and is listening to this podcast and thinks, actually, this dude's pretty alright, where can they find you? Promote anything, obviously promote MCC, promote Nox, promote anything you like. This is your stage or floor or whatever. Just go.
Nice. I'm not like massively active on socials, but if you were to find a place that I am sometimes active on, it's probably X. It's probably X.
Call it Twitter.
Twitter. And it's at the Noxite. That's my Twitter channel. where you'll probably find more stuff about me. But I run the Nox Crew, and if you just Google Nox Crew, you'll find us. Or MCCchampionship.com. That's all the MC Championship stuff. But you probably know that if you're watching this podcast.
They're not selling merch.
Yeah, me personally, the Noxite on Twitter.
Okay. Yeah. I'm getting my Nan and MCC Christmas jumper. She's gonna love it. She's gonna knee side across the floor when she opens it.
Nice.
Sorry. Sorry.
Mental image now. It's just gonna be the whole of the rest of the night is your Nan knees sliding across the floor.
You don't even know what my Nan looks like, so I've gone mental.
Yeah, I know. I was just thinking of old Heidi now.
Okay, well, what way to end? Sorry for taking. Thank you, Noxite, so much. It's been a pleasure, and
me too. Yeah.
Thank you for bringing the community, like you, Nox Crew, Major, anyone, all the creators in MCC. Just a big thank you to you all on behalf of the community as well, and from both myself and AJX for just bringing everyone together. Like we touched on it quite a bit throughout the podcast, but MCC has truly had an impact on a good amount of people's lives. So just a massive thank you for everything. But yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you, AJX, as well, being here today. I think this was more your podcast than mine. You're kind of your time to shine, being a big MCC fan. You know, we talked.
Incredible.
This has been Midweek MC. Oh, did you have something to say, Nox? I feel like I just cut you off.
No, I just want to say, like, thank you for having me. It's been really fun to talk. So, yeah, right. I hope there was some insightful stuff in there, and it was great.
Thank you.
Thank you.
This has been Midweek MC, talking to the amazing The Noxite about the MCC. 4 years. Oh my god. Thank you all for watching. Stay safe. Don't eat too much bread. Pieces.